Okay, students. So the topics we'll be selecting for your English language portion is from your Oxford Progressive English, and we will be doing Unit 8 for the month of March, which is Advances in Technology. So the first comprehension we'll be studying is Unit 8, Egyptian twins doing well after separation. Page number have been mentioned. So in this comprehension, the comprehension basically tells you about how the twins, which were conjoined, went through a separation surgery in Dallas, America, US, and how successful was the surgery, and how did the doctors and different surgeons go through with different vein surgeries, neurosurgeries, and different blood vessel surgeries that helped the twins to, you know, uh, be stable. And if the comprehension also tells you about if the if the if the twins had not gone the surgery, what were the positive aspects of going through the surgery and what are the negative aspects. And they also tell a general example of the issues that happen when a surgery of conjoined twins happen, and general statements. So this comprehension is a complete package for you guys to have a clear understanding. And I would like to recommend you to study the comprehension twice. Number one, you'll study it for the first time, you'll read it for the first time for your own reference. The second time you read it is going to be for the vocabulary and for the question answer section. The second time you read the comprehension, do underline main phrases and main words that you think can be valuable for your answers. So keep a pencil out whenever you're reading. Moving on. Okay, the vocabulary portion is on your page 173, 174. It basically, in this, for the first part, you have to read the comprehension and find words and phrases that link to the meanings. For example, over here, A, B, C, D, E, F, G are the phrases and the words that have to be linked with the phrases that are on the right hand side, 1 till 7. Let me just do the first two for you. You have to basically read the comprehension and figure out what what alphabet phrase is being discussed in the number phrase. For example, medically induced comma. In your second paragraph of your comprehension, it's clearly mentioned what that means. That is basically me a on the left is equal to the 3 on the right. That means medically induced coma means made deeply unconscious by the doctors. So like this, you'll read the passage and it will give you hints. For example, leakage of spinal fluids. That means liquid escaping from the spine. That is clearly mentioned in your second column of your comprehension. One thing you guys have to do, you have to read the comprehension thoroughly. Okay. In the second part of this vocabulary portion, fill in the blanks below, use your dictionary. One thing I advise all my students to do is that keep a dictionary, a pocket dictionary. It's not that expensive. I would urge you guys to always keep a pocket dictionary with you. It's not about getting your bags heavy. It's not about carrying a luggage. It's about carrying knowledge and carrying a handy thing that is useful for your vocabulary, for your punctuation, for your pronunciation, that helps you in a variety of ways. So I urge you guys to please carry a dictionary. Okay, for your reading or understanding, first let me just explain you the questions. Explain exactly how the twins were conjoined. How rare is this in conjoined twins? So you have to basically state that how were the twins conjoined, what parts were conjoined, what issues they were facing, and how rare it is. In the ending of your comprehension, it is clearly mentioned with a numerical value of how rare the twins are. So put that and please rephrase it in your own words, then answer the question. Okay. So the second question, where and when were they born? where was the operation performed. It's the clear it's clearly mentioned in the heading of the comprehension where the and when and where were the twins born. In the starting of the first paragraph, in the second paragraph, it's clearly mentioned. And the where the operation was performed was is also clearly mentioned. It was performed in Dallas, United States. So you please, and the hospital, the place at where it was performed is also mentioned. So please mention the details whenever you're attempting a comprehension. Always remember, you gain marks on the number of points you add. So please focus on the number of points rather than writing a lengthy answer. Okay, number 3, explain what the boys have undergone and why the doctors said that they were doing well. Okay, what had the boys undergone? It's clear they had undergone surgery. And why did the doctors say they were doing well? You'll find this in your right column of your comprehension. In the first few paragraphs, you'll clearly find why they were doing well: because they had not lost any blood, their surgery had gone successful. Everything is clearly mentioned. Please underline whenever you are attempting the questions so that you remember which answer is where. And to also to keep a time check, and please keep a time check. Just measure your time and start your questions, and just put a stopwatch so that you can maintain time and get in practice for the exam. Moving on, when will doctors know if the operation had been a complete success? Okay, so when will when will a doctor know? The doctor will clearly know. How will they know? After the neurosurgeons, after the vein surgeons, after they perform their surgery, they'll know after that. So the details are clearly mentioned in the first few paragraphs of your right hand side of the second column of your comprehension. Please do go through that. The 5th one, what dangers and ordeals do the twins face after the operation? What are the aspects that would create problems for the twins? Those are also mentioned in your right hand side of the column of your comprehension. The right hand side is basically a whole package which includes the number of surgeries, the types of surgeries, the dangers in doing the surgeries, and the results, the general results around the world. Everything is mentioned on your right hand side. So please go through that. Okay, number 6, how had twins spent their lives before the operation? Uh, what were their future prospects without the operation? So how were this spending their lives? They were facing a lot of problems. They couldn't walk properly, they couldn't breathe properly, and they had many bleeding issues. And if they had not gone into operation, they would obviously always needed a back support. They wouldn't have walked alone. They couldn't have walked alone. And apart from that, they always would have a disease that would be uncurable, and they would not live long. These things are clearly mentioned. The first half of your question is mentioned in the left hand side of your comprehension, and the second part of the question is mentioned in your right hand side, second column. Okay, that would be it. And I hope you guys will keep in mind the tips I have given you. Happy quarantine, guys. Thank you.